streets like we do. 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 Like we do.
Okay. As you guys can tell, I'm back on my Canon. So we'll get on in a second. Let's give other people time to get on. Um, I will be talking about today just what I've been through. Hey, what's up, Melanie? I'm gonna shout you out. I'm gonna shout you out when we actually start here. We're gonna wait for a second and wait till we get a few more people on here. There's not gonna be that many. There's never that many people on the actual lives, but there's more people that get on after the lives because watching lives is, to be honest with you, it can be boring. That's why I try to make my conversations educational. I try to get as much done on these lives as I can, and that's part of what I'm going to discuss too. Is that there's going to be some changes because of Dwan's death. It's still hard to say, y'all. But I want to show you all. So I got something to show y'all in a minute. But we'll wait a second. How is everybody doing anyway? Let's see. Make sure I got everything. Make sure my camera is right here. Oh my God, I'm uglier. Well, what? Okay, so I guess we could go ahead and introduce myself. I guess I can go ahead and introduce myself because I'm just going to be talking about what happened. All right. Hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of N.A.G.214 Gaming, and what we do here is listen to talk. Today, though, I haven't been on for 2 weeks, or longer than that, actually. It's been since the 24th, or 25th. And I guess I got on that Friday, too, to announce about the memorial. So there's been a lot that's happened since then for you on YouTube. If you watch my Facebook Live from yesterday, many of you already know about what has happened to me. But there is a new person on here. Her name is Melanie. She's right. I just met her today. She doesn't know what we're about. She doesn't know what I teach. She doesn't. I tried to give her an overview, but yeah, that's right, Melanie. Yeah, that's why. So like for anybody who's ever going to start a YouTube channel, don't get depressed when you get on lives and go, why am I not getting? Now it will get better. Most people watch lives after the live is over, and that's where you get the comment section. So just so you know, so that's why I don't get depressed about it. But I just got to get the message out there. So let me give you guys an update. Well, first of all, an update of quite a few things before we get into what I really want to talk about that I learned from all of this. Melanie doesn't know this, okay? She's new, and so I'm for those of you who watch this who know what's been going on. This is going to seem like old hat, but for her, she doesn't know. So I've had the worst effing month and a half that I've ever had in a long time, health-wise. So at the same time as that's going on, Dwan Jackson, my best friend, my brother, and I want to show you guys something. I get to see Dwan every day. That's me and Dwan. That's my brother. It's me and him in Colorado last year, right around this time, or a little bit before this time, because ironically, he died literally a year after this picture was taken. That's my boy. I love this picture too. Sophia made sure I had all my pictures of him. That's pretty good picture. I hate the glare, sorry. Is that better? That's us at Starbucks in Colorado. But Melanie doesn't know who he is yet. And hopefully she sticks around for a while. She'll know everything. Because that man, excuse me, one second. That man is more important to this business even after he's dead, and I'll explain. See, I went through all my health problems. As you guys know, I had that 2-week period where I couldn't get on at all. Again, I couldn't get on YouTube. And even when I did, for one of the weeks, it was awful because I was in so much pain. But then that was resolved for a little bit. I got some pain meds, some gabapentin and some tramadol, I believe. And so it was resolved for a little bit. And I'm going to tell you guys something that's just something I've been thinking about for the last few days. It is a strange thing that the way life works. Okay. The day before Duan passed away, me and Duan were literally talking about our future, and we were so happy. See, Melanie doesn't know this. Now y'all do, like I said. Most of the people on here that's going to be on here knows this about the situation. Hey, what's up, Lori? Hey, by the way, Melanie, Lori lives right across the hall. I talk to her every night. She's an awesome woman. My 61-year-old cheerleader. Yeah, that's true, Melanie. So the day before Duan passes away, there can be, Melanie, but it's actually for neuropathy. It's what it's for. If you don't like the feeling of it, there are other neuropathy medicines. But anyway, so the day before Duan died, Duan and I got on the phone with Duan about 6 o'clock at night. Me and Sophia had been talking about how we're going to do this apartment situation for us. And what we were discussing with Duan, we needed to get it finalized with Duan. So what was going to happen, what we had been discussing, as you guys know, as most of you know, is Duan was going to be co-signing, or excuse me, Sophia was going to be co-signing for Duan to get in. Duan was going to be getting in that way. And of course, I would be living there. Okay? Then when it was time, when I got my ID, so that I could do it. Or no, excuse me. The way it was going to work was when this business started making enough money, probably 3 years, probably making enough money so that I can cover at least most of my rent. Okay, on my own without SSI. Now I'm gonna have to be on SSI for longer than I thought. I want to get off of it. I'm sorry, I do. I feel like it's stealing. I can work. You know, I'm doing this, but right now I still need it because I don't work a job and I can't work a job. This is the way I have to do it. I can't have a boss luring over me. It's a psychological thing. So anyway, so we had it all set up. She had already contacted the apartment manager, and we were going to go to that 2-bedroom. But when Sophia came in that morning, crying her eyes out, well, first of all, she sent me a text. Anyway, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we talked about it, and we were so happy because finally 25-year friendship finally came to a conclusion on something we had talked about for so long. I had met him in 2000. We had talked about helping people, that we wanted to help people, that we wanted to get a place together. 25 years, man. Almost came true. And so the last thing I said to Duan was, I love you, brother. I never realized that was going to be the last time I said I love you, brother. So the next day, Sophia sends me a text saying she's coming home early. Sophia never comes home early. Ever. And my stomach started to get sick because I knew something was wrong. I thought maybe it was her daughter. It has been that way before because her daughter has lupus. Her daughter only has 30% of her kidneys. That's the reason why she's moving to Minnesota, back to Minnesota. That's why I'm going to be here It's just gonna be me now. It was gonna be me and Dwan. But check this out. It's okay, Melanie. Melanie, that's the point of this whole video tonight. It's not sad. I'm gonna tell you why. And Dwan would look at you in the face right now and tell you you're wrong. It's not sad. His life is one of the most inspirational things you will ever know in your life. And I'm gonna, by the end of this life, Melanie, you will know what I teach. In one live, you will know. And I will barely even talk about the ingredients or the steps. And everyone on here is loyal to me, not because they must be. Denise there, my head moderator, do you know what she used to do? She's a retired lawyer. She's been successful. Tanya, who by the way, Tanya will not be on tonight, guys. Tanya is very sick. She's got a migraine, so she will not be on tonight. But Tanya, whenever you see her on here, Tanya, she is a professional content creator. She has a badass job and she loves her job. So she doesn't work for me. She's volunteering to help me. In fact, we're gonna make a badass video of me and Dwan's life as a memorial. We're gonna make I'm telling you right now, and I'm not exaggerating, we're gonna make the most kick-ass video of Dwan you have ever seen. I told you I'm gonna honor him. I'm gonna honor him. And Tanya's like, in fact, Tanya was the one filming on the other side during the Facebook Live, during the memorial, when we were doing it on Facebook that Saturday. She was filming it for the specific purpose to make sure that the film was right for a video so we could do it right. And I haven't put that video up on YouTube yet because we're going to make it right, baby. But she's got a migraine, so anyway, she'll be on here. My point is, these people, they're not losers like me and Dwan were. Me and Dwan have told you guys a million times, we used to be losers because of our mind frame. And I say loser not in the most negative sense. It wasn't just that we didn't, because Dwan was never a loser. I say me and Dwan. Dwan had a loser mentality because that's the homeless mentality. The homeless mentality is a loser mentality. I lived that way for 10 years. That's why we stayed on the streets for so long. It's hard as hell to get off the streets because eventually the streets beat you down. In every bit of motivation, inspiration, your dreams are dead. And then you start to just become a street person. Can I have $1? Can I have $1? So sick. But that's the greatest part about me and Dwan and our friendship. We went away for a while from each other. He lived his own messed up stuff that he was going through, and I was busy trying to change my life. That for 19 years now, I have done nothing but work on myself. Nothing but work on myself. And thanks to Sophia, I was able to. I got a gift from God, as it were. She picked me up like a puppy, as you guys know. But again, Melanie doesn't know any of this stuff. I am repeating stuff that a lot of people know. But Melanie, I just met her, and she's just now getting on. So that day, when Sophia, she walks in. Well, first of all, she sent me. There's a text that I received about 1 minute before she walked in the door. She goes, Daryl. She texts me this. She says, Daryl, I need you to sit on the couch. And I need you to be strong. What happened? That's because I've had a phone call like that before when my sister died. When my sister died and my dad says, Daryl, we've been trying to contact you for a long time, for a while. And Jacqueline's been trying, and Christy's been trying to contact you. My cousin's been trying to contact you, and Jacqueline's dead. Basically, the same thing happened with Dwan. So this is the second time this has happened to me. The difference is, now I responded like you would think I would respond. I collapsed. I screamed. I cried like you can't even imagine. Fell to my knees and I told Sophia, "Don't touch me. Don't touch me." I said, "No, it's not true." And I still have my moments, even like when I'm y'all gotta understand something. I'm not depressed anymore. Trust me, you're gonna find out I'm not. But yes, it's gonna, every time I talk about that man, I'm going to get emotional, and I don't apologize for it. I loved him. That was my boy. That was my brother, because he had no family either. And even in his new family, the one on his father's side that he never knew, finally got in contact with him, and I had the lovely responsibility that night of his death, to have to call his new brother that he had just met and tell him that, because he actually, Marquand contacted me on Facebook Messenger and said, "Did you just say my brother died?" And I said, "Marquand, I need you to sit down." And I had to, even with my emotions, I had to be the responsible one to do that. And I did it. Because as you know, as I teach, great leaders have to do awful things. And that was awful. He collapsed too. He's going to truck driving school. I've been watching him on Facebook. He's one of my Facebook friends, Dwan's brother. And he's really proud because he just graduated from trucking school, and he's showing off his truck and stuff, his big old 18-wheeler and stuff. And his mom, Dwan's mother, asked me to be his friend now, be her friend now, and thanked me and Sophia so greatly. In fact, showed up while we were on the live. If you watched the Facebook Live version of the memorial, if you watched, I haven't put anything else up. You watched the Facebook Live memorial service that we had that Saturday. His mom appeared right there in my thing, and I was like, okay, cool. That's a good sign. But Tanya filmed it. Lori tried to show up, but she is, she's like me. She's got a hard time walking. She has a problem with her legs, just like I do. So she couldn't walk all that way. So she had to watch it on live. Unfortunately, had to go back home and watch it on live. But so Tanya showed up, and it's. So I had to film it on live, of course, and of course, if you watch the Facebook Live, you'll see it's very inspirational. Sophia wrote those poems from her heart. So Sophia doesn't just write poems, and the reason why she wrote those poems is because Dwan is a poet too. Dwan had so many talents and nobody recognized, and that's the point of what me and Dwan ever did. What we still do, what I still do. It's to dig into people's souls and find out what are you good at. Because just because a lot of you that may watch this know what you're good at doesn't mean that everybody knows what they're good at. I can promise you this. I had a certified genius tell me, "Daryl, the only difference between you and me is that I have a college education." Well, you talk about a compliment. This guy invented the Blu-ray. You know what I looked at him and said? I rolled my eyes. That's where I was in life back then. I didn't believe a word he said. I still don't know if I believe him on that. I mean, he was a certified genius in being. I'm close. But I don't use my brains to control others. I don't use my brains to have power. I use my brains to help people because I can multitask like no other. But I didn't back then. So after that memorial, so I had, before the memorial, let's just go before the memorial. So starting Tuesday night, I had one drink of vodka. I knew I wasn't going to be sober for at least a few days. There was no way I was doing this sober. So that's why I knew I wasn't going to get on. I would never do that to you guys. I know you guys think that would be funny to see me drunk. It kind of would, to be honest. But I knew that the emotions were just too much. I have bipolar disorder. I do not take meds. I do not ever want to take meds. That's my choice. That's part of what I do here. I show you that if you're going to take meds, you still need to get counseling. If you don't want to take meds, you don't have to take meds, and you should not be forced to do so. It's only if you have no control over your disorder. It's only if you, and it's hard. Like every counselor that I've ever talked to now, there's a fight that goes on between psychiatrists and counselors. Psychiatrists want to press the drugs, and counselors, they're teaching that no, your medicine isn't going to help you graduate college. Your medicine isn't going to help you own a business called New World Apology Gaming. Do you know why I know that? Because I do it. The problem is it's the emotions that you can't control. So if you want to be on your meds, if you want to be on something like lithium, I was on lithium at one time. And just to tell you something, I was on lithium while I was homeless. So I guess it didn't help my homelessness out. No, you have to give an effort. You can't just be on your meds and think it's going to fix your life. So anyway, so I got drunk for the first couple of days, and then I stopped drinking because I had to do that Memorial. Well, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I drank every single day, just about, well, for 3 days straight, at least for the next week. I was not sober at all. There was zero chance I was getting on. I was crying at the drop of a hat. I was depressed. And I needed to, and Sophia let me. Sophia went and bought the bottle of vodka. She knew there was zero chance I was dealing with this without something. And by the way, we were out of pain meds again. And so I was suffering greatly physically. But then there's something else. And most of the people on here know this by now. Melanie does not. Well, Melanie knows a little bit, but she doesn't know the full thing. So I had to stop drinking. Not by my choice, trust me. I still have vodka in there. My stomach started hurting real bad. Oh, the other part is, not only did I stop drinking, I stopped taking my stomach meds. I stopped giving a shit. Okay? To be honest with you, the reason why I didn't want to really be on here is because my thoughts were, this is over. I didn't know what I was going to do. This is over. It's over. It's over. I cannot do this by myself. So everything that I ever wanted is over. That's where my mind from was 2 weeks ago. And so I just didn't care. I'm not proud of that. I'm just letting you know the process of what I've been through. I don't know. I don't need to be talked to. Trust me, I'm okay now. I'm telling you how I got to be okay. That I was there. So the vodka started hurting my stomach, and so I couldn't drink anymore. Now I'm suffering physically because not only was my stomach hurting, I have no pain meds. And so you're damn right I didn't go on camera. There was zero chance. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't DM nobody. The people that I talked to was Denise here, Sophia, of course, and some other close people, Lori. And I barely talked to Lori too, but I barely talked to those people. I barely talked to Sophia. I wanted to be alone. And as I was sitting by myself, I'm just depressed. I just didn't know what I was going to do, but I didn't want to actually give up. I just thought it was over. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like I thought that all of my dreams were dead. Dead in the water, that's it. That I'll be on SSI for the rest of my life, and that's just, I have to just accept that crap, and you guys have a nice life. Because there's no way I can run this business with that attitude. And I knew I couldn't. Well, what'd I do? Well, unfortunately, God intervened on this one. And not a very good, I don't like the way he intervened. So like I said, my stomach started hurting, so I had to stop drinking. So now, but I'm suffering. I'm sitting there, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I didn't eat for over a week. Okay? It got worse and worse, and then Tuesday night happened. This last Tuesday night. We finally got the gabapentin. I took one dose and puked my effing guts out. Well, I felt like I had to use the restroom. And then I threw up and it was all blood. threw up about a pint of blood. Well, I've been there before, 11 years ago. Like I said, Melanie doesn't know this, so I'm just, but like I said, I apologize for those who already know this. I'm not trying to be repeating here. Okay, she doesn't know. 11 years ago, I had 5 blood transfusions because I almost died. Hey, and Melanie, I will send you pictures of that picture of me in the hospital with tubes in my mouth, so tubes in my nose, so you know what I'm talking about. So 11 years, I really did almost die. They had to clamp my stomach and everything. So I recognized that immediately, and I'm on the toilet, and I couldn't get off of it, okay? She had to call 911, so I had to go to the hospital. And sure enough, yes, I have an ulcer. But there's more. And now there's good news about us. I found out. Now, again, I keep having to repeat this so everybody knows. Again, Melanie doesn't know this. And there's other people that may come across it that don't know this. I knew there was something wrong with me, that something's not right with my body. And first of all, I need my legs fixed. And so we were trying to get all this stuff fixed out. But the problem is, because it's so difficult to re-get your ID anymore because of everything that's going on, it's damn near impossible when you lose your ID, especially when you lose your ID and your Social Security card. So I don't have either one. I have all this stack of paperwork that declares that I'm Daryl Phillips, but I need one thing that I can get my ID, then I can go get my Social Security card. Well, I don't have it. We're trying to figure out a way to get it. Well, anyway, in the end, Sophia's going to have to go. She's going to make an appointment within the next couple weeks over here at the driver's license place. She's just going to vouch for me. She can do it that way. She just hasn't had time off. So I'll have my ID within 3 weeks. Well, with the mailing it, probably 4 weeks. Point is, I will need it for my doctors. So when I was in the hospital, okay, I decided to use this time. I said, okay, here's my opportunity to find out other things that are wrong with me. In other words, yes, I'm hearing it here for my stomach. I knew what was wrong. I'd been telling you guys for a long, long time. I've had an ulcer since I was in 5th grade. I have ulcers off and on, and I will have them for the rest of my life. So I knew what that was. But there's other things I knew were wrong with me. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys know it, but I've had anemia since I was 16. I don't think I've ever told anybody that. Now that I think about it, I think that's about the only thing I've ever not told you guys. I used to pass out when I was 16. Okay? Oh, Sophia, you need to smoke? I think so. I'm not making sure. I thought she came out of the bathroom. So anyway, but some of these things I knew, and clearly I have bipolar disorder and PTSD, but there's something, I knew something was wrong with me. I've been telling you guys something's wrong with me. It doesn't make sense why I go 2 weeks at a time and I can't even work. I'm so tired. It's just all these things, right? So in the end, the good news is I found out I do have high blood pressure. I do have high blood pressure. I clearly have anemia. They discovered that real quickly. What else? I have kidney damage. Found that out. That's clearly irreversible. So point is, I now have access to all of these different doctors. I've got to make appointments, and now I can finally get help with it. So I used a negative. Here's the lesson from that part of this. I used a negative thing, me having to go to the hospital, to get something accomplished for my future. I didn't just sit in bed and pout. Trust me, it sucked. I was in pain sometimes. But trust me, they had me nice and drugged up, so I wasn't in pain the whole time. So I had time to think when I could think clearly, because, morphine can mess up your head. But I did think. I did a lot of thinking. I was thinking about, okay, and it started, so in other words, I was thinking, okay, but it started making me feel better. I started thinking about, okay, now how am I going to do this business? So instead of quitting, you see what just happened? So I went from thinking that it was all over to going to a hospital with a stomach bleed to all of a sudden now I have hope again. How did that happen? You guys want to answer that? How did I take that much negativity and turn it into hope? This is what I've been trying to explain to Denise forever now. Because bad things do happen. Yes, right, that's right. Bad things do happen to everyone, not just to bad people. They can happen to good people too. And the problem with a psychic disorder is not only do we go negative on things, we go over the top negative on things. But more than that, if you have a low self-esteem, there is no hope when you have a low self-esteem. You feel like there's nothing. Well, I don't have a low self-esteem anymore. I changed my life so much that I literally took a negative act, a really negative experience. Dwan's death, me going to the hospital, and here I am, guys. Does it look like I'm depressed now? No. And the reason why is because I was thinking about some things about Dwan and how much he inspired me. I wish Melanie would have gotten to know him. I wish Denise would have gotten to know him better. I wish Tanya would have gotten to meet him. A lot of you guys have never met Dwan Jackson. You know nothing about him. Me and Dwan were light and dark. I was the darker side, and he never said a bad thing to people. And he was a great, kind, just a Christian man. Remember, he's only 6 months older than me, so don't think that I can't die. That's what I keep trying to tell you guys. That's why at the end of my videos I always say life is fleeting. So I remember when this happened 11 years ago. When I had the bad one, when I had 5 blood transfusions. I went into a state of depression for 6 months. Because I had no life. Yeah, he was, Lori. That's my brother. Because I had no life, I had no hope, I had nothing. There was no business back then. Oh, I was talking to Dwan. In fact, I had just finally reconnected with Dwan. I couldn't find me and Dwan. Like I said, there's a few times that we separated and we weren't even in the same states sometimes, but we were always found a way to find each other. And then in this particular case, I found him on Facebook, and I had just found Dwan, and then I almost died in 2013. That's when me and Dwan became friends on Facebook. I couldn't find him before on Facebook. All right. So the last time that this happened, look at the difference in reaction. I went into a state of depression for 6 months. I went into a deep state of depression for maybe 5 days. That's the difference between me now and me then. Do you know why? Because I carry my ingredients and I follow my steps. I vent to the people that I need to vent to. Me and Lori talk every day. I talk to Sophia. I have all of my people around me that I can talk to. That I can just spit out the nastiness so that I can actually hear what they're saying to me. In other words, until the nastiness is off your head, you ain't listening to nobody. I hate it when people, I hate it when people misunderstand the concept of venting. Venting isn't about the person you're talking to, it's about the person talking. In other words, the person that you're talking to needs to shh. We don't need to interrupt or we don't need advice. Yes, I'm talking crazy shit. Let me talk my crazy shit so that now I can listen to you, give me actual advice so that I can do the 4th ingredient, which is take your advice, go outside somewhere with no distractions. Now you can have music on your head, but no people's around. Go to a park, go somewhere. Think about that person's advice, or maybe it's a hard decision like I'm about to get my first place ever. That's a very difficult thing for me. I have been around or near Sophia for almost 19 years. She will be gone. I will not have that access to someone every single day right outside my door to come talk to me every single day. Sophia saved my life. I will not have that. These are difficult things I have to think about. So I have a lot to talk about. So I'll talk to Lori. So I talk to Denise. I talk to this person. And on top of it, I'm grieving over my friend. Do you guys think I'm dealing with it pretty well? I think I am. Oh, and by the way, the last ingredient. Clearly, I have that one. You're not alone. Knowing you're not alone can be the most important thing you will ever have. It may be the only thing you have at first. But you need to grab it. You need to get it. My mother has been dead for 22 years. And it is a beautiful thought in my head to think that my mother, who taught me so much, who put the seeds of the man you're seeing right now, I just didn't know how to grow them. Who put those seeds in there, I know that 22 years later, that she's with me now, baby. I'm not alone. I convinced myself of a lie, like most people with low self-esteem and psychic disorders convince themselves of that they're alone and nobody understands you. You don't know me. You don't know what my life is. Y'all have all heard it. I said it myself. Yeah, each individual is different. But, like Lori, do you think Lori knows anything about homelessness? No. Yet I talk to Lori every day about my issues sometimes. Lori talks to me about hers. I don't know about it. Some of the stuff she tells me, I'm not going to say because I didn't ask her. Some of the stuff she's told me about Lori's life. By the way, Lori is inspirational too. I don't have uninspirational people around me. Why? Because everybody's life is inspirational. It's your life. The reason why this is called A Bipolar Perspective, my life, because it's not yours. This is not a cookie cutter kind of thing. This is not, I'm trying to make little Daryls. What I'm trying to do is give you guys guidelines. Now, I talked about the ingredients, but Melanie doesn't know about the steps. If you follow your steps, the steps are as follows. Clean your house. You have to deal with your past. If you haven't dealt with your past, you're going to end up like me. So for years and years, I suffered because on the street, you don't talk about your stuff. Then I wonder why I would just explode sometimes. Or get depressed for no freaking purpose. Because I was never talking about my stuff. I didn't even would like to talk about the fact it was embarrassing for me to talk about my disorder. Now that's shameful, right? I shouldn't be embarrassing myself. I was embarrassed of everything about myself. Okay? I sure as hell wasn't trying to change my life. I didn't carry any ingredients. I didn't follow any steps. Once I met Sophia and she picked me up like a little puppy, I started to work on my life. Me and Sophia had a long discussion, I think it was yesterday. After I got out, because, Friday night was really late when I got out, so we didn't really have time to talk. But Saturday, we talked all day about stuff. We actually had a conversation. We cried a little bit about Dwan and about stuff, but I told her some things she never knew about what I was going through when I first met her. At some point I will tell you guys, but it's just between me and Sophia, just stuff that she never knew about the situation, about how I felt about even staying here and being helped by somebody. At first I didn't trust Sophia. I thought she was like everybody else. But she's just going to abandon me. She's just going to leave me like everybody else. She's going to leave me and she's lying and she's just trying to make me feel better. She's not really going to help me. That's what I thought. In fact, you want to know something crazy? For the first basically year and a half of me staying with her and her helping me like that, of course I was drinking my ass off. I was ready to I thought eventually she'd kick me out. I was ready for it because had been my life forever. So that's what I believed that was going to happen. But of course, it never happened. She's like my mother. Really, she has an identical personality. It's crazy that my mom's dead, yet I have my mom. I mean, isn't that crazy, right? So anyway, back to this situation, comparing the two situations. So I'm not depressed. But I did have time to think about this situation, not only with Dwan, but this situation with me being in the hospital and me being able to take care of my health issues. By the way, here's something even better. I needed to get my legs fixed. I have zero tendons in my legs, and I tried to tell you guys that. So one of the days, it was like 2 days before I got out, something like that. Okay, I had a occupational therapist come in because they have to, at the hospital, when you're like that, they have to make sure that you can take care of yourself when you get home, that you can walk to the bathroom, that you can, you know what I'm saying, or that, or do you have someone taking care of you 24/7? I said, well, no. I said, but then they say, do you have a cane? Do you have braces? That sort of thing. But she looked at my leg and she goes, well, this is her exact words. It's the occupational therapist. She goes, well, that's not stable. He goes, we have a physical therapist here. Do you want to meet her tomorrow? I'm like, yes, I do. Winner, chicken dinner. I got exactly what I wanted. I was trying to figure out how to talk about my legs, even though I was in there for my stomach and other health issues and the that kind of thing. Oh, by the way, I also have diabetes. Great. But I'm taking all the meds now. One of the reasons why I feel so much better is, guess what? My blood pressure's low, normal. Finally, after being above 200 for like 2 years. I'm not tired in the morning. Within 1 day of taking those meds, dude, within 1 day, I feel night and day different. Just think about how stupid that is. And the reason why I say it's stupid, because how sad that I still have that PTSD fear of doctors and hospitals so bad that I would put myself through misery and pain for 2 years because I didn't want to go see one. And it took 1 day. That makes me mad a little bit, because that's so dumb of me. But that's something I'm still working on. It's part of my PTSD. It's because I was born addicted to drugs when I was a baby. It's because I was literally born in a hospital and stayed in a hospital and was around needles and stuff like that. And when I was younger, my doctor thing was bad, man. One time when I was 6 years old, I had tonsillitis, right? And I kept pulling out the IVs out of my arm, to the point where they had to put a cast over my arm, a wrap over my arm to keep the IVs in, and I still pulled them out. I remember in my head, the thing being blood red. I couldn't stand doctors. And then of course there was when I had to go to the psych ward when I was 17 years old and get diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and that whole memory was bad. So I haven't had a great memory with doctors, but. And my PTSD was so bad at that point. I wasn't actually diagnosed with PTSD until 2005. The reason why I'm on SSI isn't because of bipolar disorder. The reason why I'm on SSI is because of the PTSD. It's because of the that when people crowd me, like for example, one of the reasons why I can't work a job, you say, well, why can't you work a job? You have your own business. Does it look like there's a boss here? I'm the boss, baby. I run my own stuff. When I feel pressure from people on anything, it makes me feel like you're putting me in a prison. That's what I was trying to explain to Denise about like the medical stuff. That's why Sophia doesn't do it anymore. She allows me to make the decision. I know it sucks for you guys. I know you guys don't like to see me in pain, but you have to let me make the decision. That's the deal. Because it makes me feel like I'm enclosed. And prisons are not good for me. I mean, like, think about it. I was in a psych ward. It's basically a glorified prison. And the one I wasn't in a psych ward. It was a psychiatric hospital. I was in there. I was on 6-month commitment back when I was 17 and 18. And so, no, I don't have great fond thoughts of hospitals. But I don't have them as bad anymore, but there are still lingering doubts in my head about it's not. In other words, when you tell me, Daryl, go to a doctor, you're asking me in my head, not real, Remember, not real. This is PTSD. You're asking me the equivalent of, hey, hey, Denise, I want you to volunteer to check yourself into hell and talk to Satan. Oh, and by the way, that involves you trusting that Satan isn't going to keep you there for eternity, and that he's not going to lie to you about it. That's the way I view doctors. It's a crazy, illogical, irrational thing that I continue to work on, and I'm better at it, clearly. But there is that thing, so I'm not ever going to just go, sure, I'll go to the doctor. But that's why it takes me so long to, it's not that I don't think you're right. Sophia's a nurse. It's that I look at those people as demons. I don't look at them as demons anymore. My point is, I have a problem trusting those people because of my past. And that's how you work on PTSD, by the way. Ironically, I said this on my Facebook Live. Ironically, the first time I had to do something like this, like work on one of my phobias, was with rats. I had a severe phobia of rats. You say, why rats? Well, that also comes from me being a baby too. And I can prove that to you because the first thing that I said when I was going into my, well, it would be my future parents, my foster parents, my mom and dad. When I first went into their house, I looked at them and said, oh wow, you guys don't have very many rats. I was 4 years old. So yeah, that's where it comes from. But I had that phobia of rats for a long time. Well, I'll tell you how I was forced to get over it. One day, I used to walk Sophia to the bus stop because, you know, she has arthritis and things like that. So sometimes she can't walk. It hurts to walk, so I help her walk sometimes to the bus stop. And back then I was doing that. So I helped her go about 4:30 in the morning. And then I needed to go get some cigarettes from the store at 7-Eleven. And I did the normal thing that I normally do. And I go to walk across the street by Preston and Beltline, and I see these little devils going in and out of this bush, running into a street, and I stopped. I froze. I go, oh my God. I go, no way. And I'm trying to think of a way around the rats, but there was no way. There was like 25 of them in there. It's awful. They're awful little creatures. And they're in there every night. You could go there right now. There's rats in that bush right now. If you were to go down there, there's rats in that bush. They live in that bush. I don't understand it. But anyway, eventually, so I had to really just not look forward, and to get past them to get to 7-Eleven the first time. But then eventually over time, what ended up happening was they became my little evil pets. I used to talk to them. They say, what are you little evil bastards doing? You devil creatures? Like, stop chasing that little. I mean, I used to talk to them, and that's how I got over it. So I'm not afraid of rats. Now, no, I'm not going to own one. You. But I'm not afraid of them anymore. That's how you deal with PTSD. You have to face your fears. In this case, this one was a big one. This one's a big one. It's hospitals and doctors. In the end, I got out Friday night. Okay, so like I said, Saturday, now I still have that hole in my stomach. But as you can tell, I have I have all of my stomach meds and even more. I have even better meds this time. I have all my doctors planning on there, so I will be getting healthier. And I am going to be getting leg surgery. I will go back to that hospital. I liked that physical therapist. He's looking forward to seeing me. They're going to check it out, see what they need to be doing. There is going to be surgery, and I need to make sure that they check both the left and the right leg. So that's what's been going on here. Sorry to be so long-winded, but Melanie didn't know some of that stuff, so it wouldn't make sense. It's not going to mean as much to her if I didn't tell the other stuff. So sorry for being so long-winded. But I also need to inform you guys of some changes. Because Dwan has now passed away, he was running the entirety of the channel of KFE. So my other channel, the gaming channel, is going to be put on hold for a little bit. There's not going to be any more videos for a little bit, outside of maybe some lives, just to make sure that I'm putting some videos up. But Dwan was working on this channel too. He was getting subscribers too on his own without Daryl. So you know. But I pasted on the community section. I let everybody know that he's gone, he passed away. So I had to do that too. But so KFE, clearly I'm gonna have to figure out some things with that. And but as far as what I do here, there's gonna be some subtle changes. I'm going to be doing, I will not be doing YouTube lives every night. It will be every other night. On weekends, I will do YouTube lives. Oh, no, it'll be like what I just did. Like yesterday, I did Facebook Live. Today, I did YouTube Live. That's the way it's going to end up being. It's going to be every other day. Only on maybe 1 or 2 days, maybe I can do Friday. But also, because remember, you guys, most of you guys know that I also create videos. I don't just do lives. I have to have time to create videos. I have no one here working for me. Well, where's the time? There's only 24 hours in a day. I also have to have time to think about how to do this. And guess what? I still have problems, and I need to work on my life. Okay? So, what I'm going to do to manage my time is I will get on every other day on the lives and stuff, okay? But then during the day, I'll be working on those videos. But unfortunately, they're going to be coming out a lot slower than I thought. So, honestly, those 10 videos, they're going to be going into the next year. Now, it will be every 2 weeks, but like, I'm almost done creating them. I've gotten to the fifth video ingredient. I might decide to start putting them up as soon as the fifth ingredient is completely done. The video for it is completely done. I might start putting it up. I was going to wait till all 10 were done, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and start putting them up as soon as the fifth ingredient. So maybe give me 2 weeks, okay? Give me the Monday, 2 Mondays from. Give me 2 Monday. No, what it would be 3. So 3 Mondays from Monday. So Monday, next Monday. Don't count that one. So 2 Mondays after that. So give me till then to get the 5 ingredients up. But then I'll still have to be working on the steps. But let me continue talking about the steps real quick. All right. Oh, I got you. I got you, Denise. I'm sorry. So the steps are as follows. You have to clean your house. That's why you have to do those things. I couldn't deal with this stuff, guys, had I not dealt with the stuff in my past. Now I can deal with my now, right? But now, when you empty a house, when you clean a house, you know what happens? It gets dirty again. So how do you well, first of all, you have to keep cleaning your house. You have to keep dealing with your now, so that it's not your past, so that it doesn't become a problem, a giant rolling ball like it did with mine. But also, at the same time, you need to fill your house. Replace the old stuff. Fill it with good, great thoughts. And where do those thoughts come from? It can come from people giving you advice, compliments. Those are good ones. Those are good ones to start with. But really, it needs to come from your actions. You need to get filled with joy from your actions, not from someone's compliment of your actions. You need to get the joy from the action. It's great to get a compliment. I love it when you guys tell me how good I'm doing, because it makes me know I am doing good. It makes me know I need to continue to do good. Okay? But the truth is, my opinion of my stuff must mean more to me than your opinion of my stuff, because that's where the hope comes in, especially for people like me. Otherwise, I would not have been able to do what I just did. Dwan would not have been able to walk 8 miles with half a body. Y'all see Melanie, whenever she checks out any of those other videos, she'll see in some of my intros, Dwan Jackson walking with his cane in that park. That's the end of an 8-mile walk, Melanie. He walked 8 miles with cerebral palsy, half a body, and a cane. Oh, by the way, 450 pounds. Because he was trying to work on his life. And the first thing he needed to do was work on his weight. Because it was killing him. And truthfully, in the end, his heart gave out anyway. He was getting healthier. But it's just the way it is when you damage your heart to a point. Because we had to call 911 on him twice. So you fill your house with good things. But then you know what the next step is? Get good at something that you know that you already have a talent in. So if you work at I'll give you something simple. If you work at a convenience store and you work as a register clerk or some stuff, be the best worker you can be. Start there. Be the best customer service person you can be. If you don't have a job, you're like a housewife, or if you're a man, you know, that kind of thing. Because sometimes men actually take care of the children, the woman works. If you're taking care of the kids and the other person's at work, be the best mother, be the best father, be the best brother, be the best sister, be the best cousin, be the best son, your best daughter. Do you get where I'm going with this? Whatever it is you're doing, be the best you can at it. But then, at the same time, don't just get good at it. Figure out why you are good at it. That way you can go to the next step. And the next step is the coolest one ever. Because the next step means that you're going outside of your box. You're in uncomfortable zone. Everything I'm doing here is my uncomfortable zone. But it's unlimited. If you know how to use it, it's up to you to stop it. But if you can be anything you want to, you step outside your box and you start figuring out things. You start going, you know, I might think I've never done that before, but I think I might be good at it. And you figure out maybe the talents that you already know you have, use those talents to figure out and add new talents to it so you can become something even better. That's what the fourth step is about. You never know what you will find out about yourself. Did you really think that I don't know? I do now. I did not know how to run a business. I did not know how to run a camera. I know how to take pictures. I love picture taking, but photography. But I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know. I sure as hell I would never have gotten on video before. The video camera was, oh my God, that had horns too, just like the doctors. That was scary to me. And sure as hell, me talking on it to you, I'm literally showing you, and every new thing I do now is going outside my box. That's why I'm getting better. Because it's required, or this fails. And that's what I'm trying to show you. It's hard. You have to get to a point where you feel comfortable. Once you feel comfortable, then you keep going. Don't ever be mundane. Don't ever stop. And the fifth step is very simple. You look back on what you've already done, and you ask what's next. You assess the situation. You figure out how you got here, and you just be that dude. Be that dude. And maybe at the end of the fifth step, maybe the step for you, like the step for me, I think, is to teach others how to do it. Maybe you have a mother or father that you know needs to stop drinking, or maybe your father wants to do something for a living that's different than what he's been doing all of his life, and he's a little scared because he doesn't want to. Maybe you've done something. Maybe you can help your dad do that. You see, it isn't about psych issues. See, all of these can be used for normal folk. And the greatest part about this is, I'm looking at my friend right here, and he's smiling at me. Because he knows if he was here, he would be telling you the same thing. I live the greatest life. After everything I've ever been through, I live the greatest life you will ever know. And I have no money, I have no. I'm just about to get my very first place of that's mine, and yet I'm going to tell you outright, I have the greatest life I've ever had. I'm happy. I always love it when people tell me, all of y'all. I mean, every one of you gets worried that I work too hard. All of you do. Look at the smile on my face. You would take that away from me because you think I work too hard? I'm not stressed out. This is fun. I love talking to you guys. I love getting to know everybody. I love creating my family. Melanie doesn't know this either. Melanie, did you know that Denise doesn't even live here? She lives in Brazil. Denise came and visited us in January for my birthday. So this isn't just my friends. This is people I've met online through what I'm doing, through fascinating, and they're all different, all my people, but all of you have the same thing in common. I'm still getting to know Melanie. I'm pretty sure she's the same way. In fact, she seems like she's the same way. But all the ones I really know, all of y'all are just like me. You have giant hearts and you want to make sure people don't fail. You love people. Now we all have our different views, maybe how to do it, maybe live different little tweaks that maybe, I would do it this way. And that's why I listen to y'all. But only through confidence can I tell you straight up that these ingredients and steps aren't a law, that you don't have to go be homeless and become like I was to go understand this stuff. You can use it from your perspective. That's why I call this a bipolar perspective. You can go start a YouTube channel called a Melanie Perspective or something. I'm just kidding. But do you understand? I mean, look at me right now. After everything that's happened, do I look sad to you? I'm happier than I've ever been because I get it now. I understand why Dwan is not here anymore. I get it now. Will I always have an emotional moment when I talk about Dwan? Yeah, because I love that brother. That's my dude, man. And I wish you guys would have known him better. That's okay, because he shines through me. He shines through Sophia. Melanie, go back in my Facebook page, if you will, and watch that memorial, and you watch how Sophia reacts to it. Sophia didn't know Dwan anywhere near as long as me. That's what he did to people. He was as inspirational as you will ever know. Sophia told me that was the worst death she's ever experienced. And I gotta be honest with you, Dwan's death hit me harder than my own mom's. There are very few people like that man. But a lot of people that meet people like this choose to waste it. And they just forget about it because they can't deal with it. No, Dwan will continue to be part of this business in spirit, in every word that comes out of my mouth, everything, every emotion. Every time I say I love you guys, know that it's not I love you guys, we love you guys. That even through a stomach ulcer and his death, I will never leave you. Ever. So if you don't have a person to talk to, right here, baby. Because I have, so long as I'm not in the middle of a video or something like that, I always talk to people. I'll give people multiple ways to contact me. There are so many ways to contact me. And by the way, Melanie doesn't know this yet, but I have never hid a single thing from you. Because why? What does trust come from? Time, consistency, and repetition. I repeatedly, over time, tell you the same things over and over and over and over again without a single mistake in it. I say the same things I did when I first started this stuff. In other words, There's no lying in my eyes. There's no lying in my voice. I want to help everyone be better. And that is Dwan's wish, I assure you. And I will complete that wish, even through death. Because I remember what it was like. But I'm going to end it with this. This is your message for the week. So I hope you guys can stop worrying about me now and know that I am just effing fine. That I will always be fine so long as I use my ingredients and my steps. And I want you guys to understand how important it is to understand that. That's why I'm okay. Okay? But it's Sunday. We got another week to go. Make sure you do what I gave you advice a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about make sure you have a goal for your week. I mean, I know some people have hard jobs. And make sure that, I know some of those days are hard to get through. Make sure you're always having goals. It helps your week go back faster. And remember, carry your ingredients and follow your steps. And if you have a really hard job, you'll be able to get through it much, much better. Right? I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I hope that all of your dreams come true, that you don't just wait for your dreams. You make your dreams. See, people keep asking me, well, what do you, Daryl, what's your dream? I don't dream. I'm living my dream. It might not be fun sounding to you, but it's fun to me. See, because I get to learn stuff about people. I get to learn stuff about Melanie and Denise and Tanya and Sophia. So many people with so many different ideas that help me think and be a better man myself. That's how it works, baby. That's what you got to think about, right? It's almost the holidays, y'all, as you know. So we're gonna start having this place decorated for Christmas and Thanksgiving and things. You know, it's gonna be a little harder for us this year because Dwan's not here. But he's always going to be here in spirit, so it doesn't matter. You guys have a wonderful night. I hope you guys had a wonderful day too. But I want you guys to start your week with the right mind frame. Remember, joy isn't given, it's made. You don't let someone, you have to give your joy away. You have to give your happiness away. They can't take it from you. Don't allow people to take your happiness. Don't allow people to make you feel bad about what you do. You know, at first it was very hard for me to talk about that I was on SSI for a while. It's hard for me to answer that question. Daryl, what do you do? Because it was embarrassing. But it ain't no more. If you don't like me because I'm on SSI, if you judge me because I'm on SSI, okay. But try to see what I'm doing, that I'm trying to not be on SSI, and I'm trying to be successful. And more than that, I was trying to help other people. I love them. Love everyone. But it's hard work, y'all. Just remember that. So, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna try to work for a little bit here. Be safe when you're traveling. Oh, it's a holiday for some people. That's right. Sophia's gonna be is gonna be here tomorrow. It's a federal holiday here. So, if you do not have to go to work tomorrow, please don't drink and drive. Call an Uber or Lyft. Good Lord, don't be stupid. But be safe when you're traveling. Be safe when you get there. You never know. Like, look around you. Make sure you're looking around you. You never know what you may find, whether positive, be positive or negative. Be understanding of one another, not just from your perspective, but from theirs. And remember, not everybody even knows how to get up. Why do I know that? Because I didn't know how to get up. And more than that, if you see a person trying to come out of the fog, hand them a damned torch. And if they're unable to grab that light, you take that light and you help them out until they're able to grab that torch themselves. Don't just watch a person flounder about. That's wrong. Also be understanding of yourself that you have limits. Just like I have health limits now. That I have to be understanding that I have health limits that I can't always go, go, go. And by the way, I don't always go, go, go because I can't always go, go, go. I would love to, but I don't. I can't. But I always use my time wisely anyway. So be understanding of yourself too. In other words, like I know that a lot of people like to give money to homeless people and the whatever. Don't give so much money to people that you also do not have money for rent. You're going to be homeless yourself. And one thing I have to watch out for is when I'm talking to people like me, people that are depressed and have anxiety and things like that, I can't get so involved and entwined emotionally into the situation. In other words, I have to make sure that stays away from that situation. Otherwise, I will end up getting depressed or something, you know? Be aware, like I said, be aware of your surroundings. Remember, life is fleeting. If the one thing that you guys didn't learn, in other words, if you didn't learn anything at all from any of this stuff that's been happening to me, here's the one thing you ought to know by now. Life is fleeting. What does that mean, Daryl? Take now to go outside your box, learn something new, and you never know what you may find out about yourself. And more importantly, if you have a problem with your wife or your husband or your friend or coworker or Bob down the effing street, and you didn't resolve it before you went to sleep, you may never get to resolve it because that person may not wake up in the morning. Life is fleeting. Don't waste it. Do not delay. With that being said, I love you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you very much, Melanie, for showing up. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you understand a little bit better what's going on here. And until, I guess, tomorrow, I'll try to do one tomorrow, I guess. I will try to do a YouTube live every day, but we'll see how it works out. But till tomorrow, may the Lord of Light guide you. Excuse me. May the Lord of Light guide you in all things. Goodbye.